The Keybird is back on dry land for the first time in half a century.
But somehow it's something like going into an Indian grave as far as I'm concerned. I kind of feel like it belongs up there.
When the giant B29 crashed in 1947, the bomb bay doors suffered the most obvious damage. They will be taken off to be replaced later.
But we've got 4 new engines. We ran 2 of them on the test stand. They ran great. We need to get these engines on and tidied up and ready to run, and then hang propellers. The rudder and the elevators are going to be changed out. Coming on over here to the ailerons, the control surfaces were fabric, and they have to be changed. They were paper thin. You could put your finger right through them.
Back at the B29, Rick, Cecilio and Bob continue working, stripping off the old twisted propellers. Rick designed the hoist from old photos of B29s being field maintained during the Second World War. Darrell and Roger return with a new engine, and the old ones are slowly eased off. Before the new engines can be installed, a lot of components need to be stripped from the old ones.
Go forward.
Eventually, a small production line is set up as old engines are dismantled to be taken back to Thule, and the new ones are made ready to be hoisted into place on the old engine mountings. The engines themselves are massive 18-cylinder radials, one of the most powerful ever built. Changing these huge engines in a warm hangar is difficult enough. Doing it in the middle of the Arctic will be a back-breaking task. Then the weather causes more delay. A month has passed and it's now the second week of August. Snow is beginning to settle ominously on the surrounding hills. Rick and Cecilio keep working, even in the rain, hammering on the exhaust cowlings. 16 feet across and weighing almost a ton, they're difficult to maneuver.
We're going to have to come down about 1.5 inches first.
Okay. A little bit more. Okay, that's it.
Okay, now you should be able to rock it. Okay. Jump on it.
Now it's time to start an engine. It's the first real test of weeks of exhausting work, and the engine refuses to start.
Right off, Errol.
Rick thinks he knows what's wrong.
Could you give me a pair of tin snips, somebody?
Great. No, take pressure. Carburetor doesn't want to work.
The carburetor needs adjusting. Finally, all 4 engines have their controls and fuel systems connected and are ready to be tested. And every time an engine stops, great care has to be taken before it can be restarted. After 7 days' hard work, the engines are running smoothly and the oil leaks have been eliminated. The flight of the Keybird is approaching, and Darrell turns his thoughts to the runway.
What I'm concerned about is the drifts on the lake. I tried to flatten them out with the bulldozer and the grader that we've got, but I may have created more problem than I cured because it left little mounds. The problem with the B29 is there's no nose wheel steering, and so when I hit one of these mounds with the right gear, it's going to pull right. It's a problem. We're just going to have to get out and try it.
The plane has frozen into the mud and snow, and it takes maximum power to break the wheels free. Suddenly, smoke can be seen pouring from the windows in the cockpit. The auxiliary power unit, a standby generator, was thrown from its mounting in the rear fuselage and caught fire. Fortunately, the crew... Darrell shouts for more extinguishers, but it's too late. The fire has already swept through the plane. He can do nothing but stand and watch as this irreplaceable piece of aviation history is consumed by fire. With it go years of planning and hard work by so many people.
Apparently the APU was left running in the tail, and the fuel tank broke loose and dumped fuel on the APU and started to fire in the tail. That's where the fire extinguisher was, but we couldn't get to it.
Well, I almost threw my bag in before you pulled out because I figured we were going to go. So I just put my tools in.
Where are they, up front?
No, they're in the tail where the fire was.
Oh, shit.
Go on.
My tools are up front. It was ready to go. That's the real tragedy of it. I mean, we were so close. Success was right there. It was right there. But this is my game, and I'd do it again.
Darrell had faith that the B29 would fly once again with him at the controls, but instead it remains on the frozen surface. When the ice melts, what's left of the Keybird, the new engines and propellers will sink and come to rest on the dark bottom of the lake forever.